the scene a moment ago as the Bears emerge from their tunnel. Ready for football are they, and ready for football are we as the Bears get set to match up with the Indianapolis Colts. A couple of 2-1 teams set to square off, and we're underway here in NFL Week 4. This will make it into the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Colts take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
So here's a first and 10 now, down inside the 20. First carry now for the former Badger, Jonathan Taylor. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there.
Jonathan Taylor, the ball carrier.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. From the gun, it's Wentz. This one into the hands of Burton. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line.
Complete.
A gain of 32 that time.
Brandon, we've both been around the game long enough that we know that in pregame, defenses are pretty amped up, aren't they? I mean, they're pounding lockers, and they can't wait to get out there. But when you hit them with some big pass plays early, it takes the starch right out of them.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a first and 10 all the way down at the 35. Throwing is Wentz. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Robert Quinn. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Another try after the first down sack. Wentz. He'll find Paris Campbell. That's complete. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
5 yards on the play. And it's third down.
They give to Taylor out of the gun. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. From down at the 12, it's first and 10. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
Touchdown, Indianapolis.
Nyheim Hines, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Colts take it right down and score on the opening drive. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Bears take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
A first down throw coming for Dalton. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, it was a good start getting the playmakers playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
You can't block me. You can't block me.
From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. That's complete to Mooney. 20. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Jarnell Mooney, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bears are an extra point away from tying the football game. Cairo Santos on to try the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7.
Cairo Santos set to kick off.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down.
Colts, first down.
Shotgun now for Wentz. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Eddie Goldman with a sack.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if I'm going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterbacks have been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
We saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. Now Wentz on 3rd down. He's got Burton here. And he'll only get this to the 47. He needed a few more yards to pick up the first.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check-down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line.
4-yard line.
Absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they will start this drive with just terrible field position, backed up inside their own 5.
But we have seen teams be bold here and take shots, right? Sometimes you go max protection, make it a one-receiver route, and take your shot downfield and see what happens. And occasionally, we've seen success occur.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
51 on my boy, 51. You're trapped, you're trapped.
Out of the gun, it's Dalton. And he finds his tight end, Graham. And he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating.
And his first carry, he loses the football.
Wow. That ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. These two teams all tied after one.
On to punt for the Bears.
He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And the Colts are set up well as they take over 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. The first look at the NFL scoreboard comes from the Motor City. And it's an early lead there for the Saints. Working from the gun, Wentz. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. Give the Colts 13 yards and a first down. And Trey Burton making the catch for his new team, the Colts, but he was a member of these Bears the last 2 seasons. Had a career best 54 catches, in fact, 2 years ago, but then injuries held him to just 14 total catches in 2019. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great
and that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Trey Burton, his first touchdown on the year. And the Colts have taken the lead.
That was a beautiful ball right there as he waited for his tight end to come uncovered in the end zone. So give him points for patience as well. Delivered it right where it needed to be for 6 points.
Rodrigo Blankenship.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Now this will make it into the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
so
something
well,
else. And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he'll be out right at the 35.
I would think that by now people are done underestimating Tariq Cohen because of his stature when they see him at about 5'6", 5'7". But he can do it all. He can run inside, run to the perimeter, but he also catches the ball really well out of the backfield. He had more receptions than carries last season. He kind of looks like Darren Sproles, who's been his inspiration as an NFL player. In 2018, Tariq Cohen was a Pro Bowler as well.
Now left side on the swing pass. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 37. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD. For Andy Dalton last year in Cincinnati, he threw 3 of these, second only to Jameis Winston, 7. And he'll be bitten again with the interception and 6 points the other way. The point after is good. And it's now 21-7. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
The Bears take over 1st and 10. at their own 22-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they just had that pick six. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there, it's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do it here. To throw again on second down. Dalton. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Darnell Mooney, the target there. And it's third and short. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all. And I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Right there, 54, right there, 54, Mike. They go 368. Nice.
Third and 2 for Dalton. And Robinson with a big catch. And he's got the first, but we also have a flag on the field. And they're already walking backwards. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Dalton here from the gun. Hard throw, incomplete. So after 3 drives and 3 touchdowns combined between these two clubs, finally we get a defensive stop.
Yes, and welcome to the party, defensive players. And glad to have you because for a while there, it almost felt like it was 11 going downfield on air. Okay, so to be able to have someone come up, make a stop, now we got a football game going.
Touchdown, Indianapolis. Officially, it'll be a 68-yard punt return score. And the Colts are able to grow their lead. And we always talk about kick returns being so exciting on kickoffs. Punt return almost equally exciting.
And typically we talk about the kickoff return being the most exciting 10 seconds in football. Let's just cut it in half for a punt return and make it the most exciting 5 seconds in football. It's a great, glamorous, dashing play.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut. All right, so you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Jeff Briscoe.
Grover Stewart able to drop him for a loss of a couple.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They're not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And the Colts pick it up. And they'll be at the 18-yard line. Great field position here in the red zone.
Well, that's the down and distance coaches always talk about trying to avoid, isn't it? I mean, that's third and long. And you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him, sometimes even with extra pressure.
And he knew that. I mean, he knew they were coming. He just fumbled it.
Yeah, he knew it. The offensive line knew it. Everyone did. Yet the pressure was still there, and he ended up coughing it up.
And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Mario Edwards Jr. there to bring him down. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now Wentz. They'll try and set up the screen to Hines. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Carson Wentz with 2 first-half touchdowns.